Hi guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Well, this is going to be our series of dimension. Just hopefully give you guys some idea or clear your mind about dimension. Then you realize you can actually apply dimension into all aspects. So it's not just one thing, one way of thinking, but you can actually apply into various objects, various items, then you are able to decipher the dimension for yourself. So before we get into the topic, let me do the disclaimer one more time. I'm not a scientist, so all the terms that I use in my broadcast may not be scientifically correct, but it's simply from my own personal point of view. And the reason I'm sharing with you is simply hoping to offer a different perspective for you to look at things. So in this very particular episode, let's talk about space dimension. As I mentioned earlier, we could apply, once you understand how dimension work, you can actually apply dimension in all aspects in your life. So now I'm just simply trying to break it down in different areas and for you to look at things with a mindset of dimension, then you naturally know how to decipher it. So since we're talking about dimension, instead of talking about, things all over the place, let's try to limit it down to home. I'm going to use home as an example to try to explain how dimension work. So basically, if you understand by now, we give you two examples about space, about time, and how spirituality and how actual dimension work, you will understand each dimension is basically the extension of the previous dimension. So you will understand when it comes to space, and I'm going to use the home as an example. The 1D will be where you are, literally where I am right now, and then there's nowhere else, right? So by after 1D, that was take bedroom, for example. So 1D would be my bedroom, where I am right now, where usually people describe home or their house as a place they sleep at. So since I'm sleeping in my bedroom, 1D would be my bedroom. When you go to the 2D, it's usually when people start to be aware there are other functions than just where they are right now. So that is when 2D, when it comes to time, that means I start to realize there is other room or other purpose. So it's no longer just, even in one room, you realize there are bedroom. This part area is where I sleep, and this area is where I do work, or this area is where I do living room, social example. So, that's how when other usage of that area start to make sense to you, then you will start dividing into different room. So I would say 2D is when you start becoming aware there are other room. So when you enter the 3D, is basically you start to realize each room have its own purpose. So instead of just understand this is why this is my bedroom, that's my living room, for example, then you start to realize there are other purpose of the room, such as that's my kitchen, that's where I cook, that's where my study is, that's where I study, this is where the dining room is, this is where we eat. So while each room starts serving its purpose, and then your dimension is no longer just one or two rooms, but multiple rooms start happening, then that's when you start entering the 3D dimension. Then when you go into the 4D, then you start seeing the bigger picture. Oh, this is not just rooms. This is my house. So you start to see, even though each room serves different purpose, even different areas serve different purpose, but this everything together is what I call it my house. So you start to get a comfort sense of this is my house. And when you enter in the 4D, 5D, which you will realize how it has been always the same with what other dimension that we talk about. Before 4D, your mindset is very passive. Passive meaning you are simply accepting what you were told or what you were shown, or is accept whatever it is. When people start entering the 5D, that's when they start become more proactive and creative. So when you entering the 5D, is basically you are no longer creating a house that simply got one bedroom, one living room, and one kitchen, and then this is where your house. It's when people start thinking about, well, this house can actually serve purpose for other people as well. So that's when you start creating bedroom, or you can even create a rental unit. Like, even though it's my house, but then it also serve other purpose, like for other people. That's no longer me. So that's where all the different room for my kid, different room for my, in-law, or, different section where I can do the rental. That kind of mindset is usually happening when you enter in the 5D. So also when you go into the 6D, it no longer serves the purpose. You start to expand your thinking and then push beyond the basic need and think about how you can expand it, basically. So it's no longer just serve you as a place that you're sleeping at. So you will start to think, well, I don't want to just sleeping in here. I want to be able to enjoy my home, my house. So not only serve everybody, I want to be able to have a patio that I enjoy it. That's basically go push beyond your house. So it can be, oh, I want a patio. I need a garage back there, or I need, a detached home outside my house. So those kind of thinking is basically when you push outside your home and then start to be creative about things. So now we talk about 7D. 7D is not only it push outside your house and then serve different purpose. You start to be even more creative. You want it to serve different function. So basically it will be, hey, I need a workshop in my house. Hey, why don't I convert my home into a business? Or why don't I, convert it into my, working art studio, etc. That's your home is no longer serving just one purpose, but you will also serve a different purpose of your life. So anyway, I decided I'm just gonna stop everything in 7D on everything for now. Otherwise, I can go on and on. Though I understand some dimension, I am most familiar with 1 to 7. So I don't want to share something I don't know. So this example just give you an idea to understand how space dimension work. It's basically an extension of the previous dimension. So if you want to, put your mind in different thing, okay, how does space work? Can I apply outside your home? Of course, you can start with how the house can expand to a community can expand to a city can expand to province can expand to a culture then start, you know what I meant, right? So you can go with it. Spend some time to think about how you can apply this kind of dimension way of thinking on just about everything. In this particular exercise, try to think about how dimension work and in space. So what make you go to specific locations, for example? Once you understand how dimension work on the space, with the intention you realize, hey, I'm hungry, so I know directly or naturally you will go to the kitchen, right? If you're not hungry, it doesn't get you to go to kitchen. Then you're thinking, hey, I want to relax. Then I will go to my living room. So you will start to realize how when ones are very comfortable with their space, then, they know where they're going, with the intention they have in their mind, they can naturally go to that place without even thinking about it, right? So if you understand the concept, you will naturally understand how soul is not limited by space. if I'm very familiar with that area, I'm very familiar with that space, and I know what purpose that space serves, I would naturally go to that space without even thinking about it. It's just natural reflex. So if you know that means in the soul level, you can actually do that without being, limited. Like, hey, once I'm very familiar with my house, I can go to every area without any permission, right? Our soul travel just like that. Once I'm familiar with that area and I know what purpose that area serves, my soul, with the right intention, I can transport to that place without any limitation. So that's just story out there for you guys to, think about it. So again, you can always exercise what make you go to specific location, and how often do you space travel. If you not understand, you're like, well, I'm still here, I'm not really space travel. As I say, technology is advanced, we may be able to one time, but before your soul can actually space travel, I doubt that you physically would be able to space travel. So try space traveling by imagining some place that you have been to before, that you have a good time, and when you close your eyes, think about that place. Can you still smell it? Can you still feel the environment like happening? Can you feel as if you were at that place, such like Disneyland, I don't know, or like your hometown space that people already talk about, the place where I grew up. That is also some forms of space travel, in case you don't know. So when you talk about it, you feel like you can still smell it, you feel like you are still there, and you feel like you can still feel the temperature. That is still a form of space travel. So anyway, I hope that answered the question about how dimension apply to space. And again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always follow, share, and like. I see you guys next time. Bye now.